I go to identity governance in Entra ID, we can find something called access packages. And here I can define one or more access packages. And apparently I already have two. One of the things that you can do is you can group your identity of your access packages and all the things that you use in an access package, for example groups and applications, into catalogs. And it is possible to allow users access to only a certain catalog. So you can divide your design into smaller sections to which you allow users access. And they're global admin for a very small part. Alright, let's create a new access package. So this is the boring stuff. This is the catalog. Let's put it in here. And now I can define which permissions everybody who gets this access package should get. For example, I can add the groups. Now, this is my favorite department, sales and marketing. And I say that whenever you get this access package, you should become a member of this group. Did you see? I can also manage ownership of groups for an access package. One of the biggest problems in Entra ID is that you cannot make a group an owner of an object. You always have to assign ownership to one or more users. By using access package, yes, you can automatically assign and deassign ownership, for example, of applications and groups. So mitigating that pain a little bit. But let's make this a member. I can also add applications, for example, this test application. And if you have multiple application roles defined on that application, you can specify which application roles should be assigned to the holder of this access package. So you can also use this to grant access to, for example, applications you are developing yourself, or that you're buying. SharePoint sites, I'm going to skip that for obvious reasons. And since more recently, it's also possible to add Entra ID roles as part of an access package. And Microsoft very cleverly put that in a new type of license, which I don't have because money. Next up, I can decide who can request this access package. I can say nobody, doesn't make it really useful. I like to say all the users in my organization, and then including guests. I firmly believe that we should stop giving engineers or people from outside our organization L accounts, S accounts, P accounts, Q accounts, E accounts, or whatever kind of accounts that we use in our tenant to indicate an external user. We should invite users that already have an account into our tenant using B2B collaborations. I am handy at AzureSpecialist.nl, also when I work for Sunquin, or when I work for ING, or when I work for Heimels. I am not handy at Heimels.nl. I'm not an employee there. I'm not part of their organization. So we should open this up to guests. I can say everybody can just request this and get it, access to the smoother book, but sometimes you need an approval. You can go very enterprise and have 3 layers of approvals.
Can we also add more stages? No, I'm just
Infinite.
10 stages.
Infinite.
Don't give them any IDs. So one stage is where what I like. So you can say manager needs to approve. So that's really cool when you need access to organizational things. And manager and managee relations can be automatically added or managed through Entra ID. But you can also say, hey, I want to have a specific approver, and then you can reference a group, of which membership you can, of course, manage through access packages. I can specify how many accesses need to be made. If you have to specify why you're approving, I can disable emails, yay! I can enable or disable the package, really cool when you're testing stuff. And another thing that's been recently added is that you can request packages on behalf of people you manage, which is great for onboarding, because the first thing that people will do when they get into the office is start nagging everybody for the permissions they need. But what if you could just make sure that everything is already requested and approved by the correct people when they join your organization? Now this is free form. I haven't used this like ever before, but if you're in a very big organization and you need people to really justify why you're getting certain permission, for example, when you're having access to government organization, government information or healthcare information, maybe you can say, hey, you need to answer a question like, which Jira ticket are you using? And then people have to specify a short text which has the ticket number or whatever your portion is. You can specify a life cycle, saying, hey, whenever somebody gets this package, they should retain it for forever. Only a number of hours, for example, for highly privileged is 8 hours, or if you have a very hard-working organization, 9. Number of days, for example, something you can hold for just a month or a week, or a certain date. I don't really see the use case. But then, and this is really exciting indeed, enable access reviews on that access package. And there are all kinds of options here, but this means that the second this access package is created, and the second it's assigned to somebody, this access review rules will start running. And this really works because lately we had a manager forgetting to reapprove everyone, because they only had 30 days. And then everybody lost their permissions because, this works great. And then finally, I can make some rules. If you work in an organization, for example, that still believes that developers and operators should be completely disjoint and don't have sharing or overlapping authorizations or permissions, you can specify rules here saying if you have this package, you cannot have that package. Yeah, not a thing I would recommend. So this is what you can do with an access package, and I hope this makes what I just showed in the diagram more concrete.
Yeah.
Any questions at this point?
Are there maybe some recommended flows or recommended defaults for Microsoft or something like
I
that?
don't know and I don't care.